Hello, church. We are looking at Genesis chapters 13 and 14 today in our daily Bible reading. The word for the day is trust. We're going to see Abram trusting God repeatedly as we study his life. One of the ways that he trusts God, as we read yesterday, is he just goes. He goes to a place he had no knowledge of, where he didn't have family, he didn't have any security. All he had was God. And yet he still went, and God blessed him for his obedience to just go and to trust in God. Then we see in chapter 13 that he trusts God enough to provide, even though he allows Lot to pick which side of the land that they will live in, right? He says, Lot, if you pick left, I go right. If you pick right, I'll go left, because it doesn't really matter, because I know God is in control and God will guide me whichever way we end up going. And so that happens. Then Lot ends up being taken captive. Abram trusts God, puts together his little soldier armies that he had ready, and they go and they rescue Lot and everyone else that was taken captive by these raiding armies. Once again, trusting God. Then after having this victory, after God has provided for this, he comes across this guy, Melchizedek. We read about him when we studied Hebrews, and so that's one of the passages I want to look at. So this is chapter 14, looking at verses 19 and 20, reads this. He, being Melchizedek, blessed him, Abram, and said, Blessed be Abram of God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. He gave him a tenth of all. So once again, Melchizedek is issuing this blessing over Abram, because what? He trusted God, and God is the possessor of heaven and earth. And so everything that happens on this earth is within God's control. And so God allowed these enemies to fall into Abram's hand. Once again, he still had his part to do, but he was trusting in God along the way. And then the interesting thing, he trusts even these possessions, right? These spoils from this battle that he was able to take back, what was taken from these enemies, he gives 10% back to God through Melchizedek as this high priest of God. And so, once again, church, my encouragement is just trust God with your finances, with your life, with whatever he may call you to do. Know that he is the possessor of heaven and earth. And so if he's called you or tells you to do something, just trust that he will be there with you, guiding you through the way, even in difficult circumstances that we see even Abraham facing now, and he will face in the story as we continue to look at it. So have faith and trust in God.